Assalamu alaikum. This is Khobor welcoming you all to the English news from BTV Chattogram. Let's begin with the headlines. Bangladesh achieved significant growth in exporting RMG in the markets of EU and United States. Government working to upgrade Chattogram port as an international standard one, says shipping advisor. Awareness building and Medicare services essential for combating dengue and chikungunya. Over 78 killed in drone strike on a mosque in Sudan's Darfur. And Bangladesh bowling against Sri Lanka in Super 4 phase of Asia Cup at Dubai International Stadium. Viewers, those were the headlines, and moving on to the details. The European Union and the United States are Bangladesh's two largest markets for ready-made garments exports, and Bangladesh has shown remarkable performance in both markets. In the US market, Bangladesh's RMG exports grew by 21.66% in the first 7 months of this year, the highest growth among the top 5 exporting countries. Over the past decade, Bangladesh's RMG exports to the European Union have increased by more than 58%. According to the latest data from Eurostat, Bangladesh exported 11.54 billion euros worth of garments to the EU in 2015, which rose to 18.28 billion euros in 2024. Analysts say that the additional tariffs imposed by the US on Chinese and Indian apparel have created more opportunities for Bangladesh. However, they caution that relying only on these two major markets will not be enough. Bangladesh needs to explore new markets and diversify its product range to sustain growth. A workshop on customs and port management problems, projects and progress was held at the Fazlur Rahman Munshi Hall of the Chattogram Port today. Shipping advisor M. Shongbad Hussain was present as the chief guest in the workshop organized by the Economic Relations Division of the Ministry of Finance. He said the government is working to increase the capacity of Chattogram Port to increase import and export trade. Necessary plans are being formulated to take Chattogram Port to the level of the developed ports of the world. The shipping advisor assured to gear up all port-related services. Secretary to the Economic Relations Division, Mohammad Shahriar Kadir Siddiqui, presided over while Special Assistant to the Chief Advisor, Dr. Ansuzaman Chaudhry, Senior Secretary of the Ministry of Shipping, Mohammad Yusuf, Chairman of the National Board of Revenue, Mohammad Abdul Rahman Khan, Port Chairman Rear Admiral S.M. Munir-Zaman, Additional Divisional Commissioner Nusrat Sultana, among others, addressed the occasion. Representatives of various port user organizations, including BGMEA Shipping Agents Association, C&F Agents Association, participated in the workshop. Taking part in the panel discussion, they gave various suggestions to make Chattogram Port more dynamic. They also highlighted various problems and crises of the port. Religious Affairs Advisor Dr. A.F.M. Khalid Hussain said, "Those who attack and commit violence against mosques, temples, shrines, or any other religious institutions are enemies of the country and the nation. They will be identified and brought to justice." He said this at a V-Exchange meeting on the occasion of Sharadiya Durga Puja at South Nalapara of Chattogram City today. The advisor said this year the activities of law enforcement agencies have been geared up across the country on the occasion of Durga Puja. The Puja mandaps will remain under constant vigilance. Deputy Commissioner Farida Khanum, Superintendent of Police Mohammad Saiful Islam Shamtu, and Trustee of Hindu Religious Welfare Trust Deepak Kumar Palit, among others, addressed the occasion. Early in the Religious Affairs Advisor visited the overall preparations of the Puja Mandal. Intermittent rainfall and extreme heat have led to a surge in mosquito-borne diseases, dengue and chikungunya across Dhaka and the rest of the country. Both the number of daily infections and deaths are rising. Doctors say that delayed treatment is a major cause of death among dengue patients. Experts urge people not to ignore fever and to seek medicals immediately. Meanwhile, the National Institute of Laboratory Medicine in Agargaon, Dhaka, is offering low-cost diagnostic services to ensure smooth testing for dengue and chikungunya. The institute provides tests for dengue, chikungunya, Zika virus, and other viral diseases. To prevent these diseases, doctors have stressed not only strengthening mosquito eradication drives but also raising personal awareness. A nationwide vaccination campaign against typhoid fever will begin on October 12 to curb its alarming spread. As part of the EPI, children will be given free typhoid vaccines. Experts say this vaccine will not only protect against common typhoid but also play an effective role in preventing the spread of drug-resistant typhoid, which is steadily increasing. The vaccine approved by the World Health Organization is both safe and effective. Officials believe the campaign will significantly reduce typhoid-related illness and death rates in the long term. Typhoid bacteria mainly spread through contaminated water and food. Populations in densely populated areas, slums, low-income communities and regions lacking safe water and sanitation are at the greatest risk. With typhoid bacteria increasingly developing resistance to antibiotics, experts express that vaccination is the safest solution in the current situation. Now, international news. More than 78 people have been killed following a drone strike on a mosque in the Sudan Darfur region, a senior medical source has told the BBC. Friday's attack in the city in Al-Fashar has been blamed on the paramilitary Rapid Support Forces (RSF, but the group has not taken responsibility. The RSF and the army had been engaged in a ferocious civil war for more than 2 years. The paramilitaries are gaining ground as they fight to seize complete control of the Al-Fashar, the last army stronghold in Darfur and home to more than 300,000 civilians who have been trapped by the fighting. One resident told the BBC the drone struck during morning prayers, killing dozens of people instantly. At least 17 people killed, including children, as Israeli forces continue to bombard Gaza. The Palestinian Civil Defense says nearly half of Gaza City's population, or about 450,000 people, have fled the area since Israel launched its major operation there in August. UN Chief Antonio Guterres says Gaza is experiencing the worst level of death and destruction he has seen in his lifetime and calls on the international community not to be intimidated by Israel. Israel's war on Gaza has killed at least 65,141 people and wounded 165,925 since October 2023. Thousands more are believed to be buried under the rubble. A total of 1,139 people were killed in Israel during the October 7 attack and about 200 were taken captive. Meanwhile, Portugal has joined Australia, Canada and France and United Kingdom in announcing plans to recognize a Palestinian state. In a statement on Friday, the Portuguese Ministry of Foreign Affairs said, "The recognition will take place on Sunday, a day before a high-level conference on Palestinian statehood at the United Nations General Assembly, UNGA. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs confirms that Portugal will recognize the State of Palestine, the ministry wrote in a statement on its website. The official declaration of recognition will take place on Sunday, September 21st, before next week's high-level conference, the statement added. The United Nations Security Council did not adopt a draft resolution on Friday to permanently lift sanctions on Iran, but Iran and key European powers still have 8 days to try and agree to delay. The 15-member UN Security Council was required to vote on the draft resolution on Friday after Britain, France and Germany launched a 30-day process on August 28 to reimpose UN sanctions, accusing Tehran of failing to abide by a 2015 deal with world powers that aimed to prevent it from developing a nuclear weapon. Iran denies having such intention. Russia, China, Pakistan and Algeria voted in favor of the draft text on Friday. 9 members voted against and 2 abstained. The Security Council vote has now set up a week of intense diplomacy, while world leaders, including Iran's President Masoud Pezeshkian, are now in New York for the annual high-level UN General Assembly.